we go. So how is your father doing?
My grandfather's doing really wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you
your
so much.
grandfather. Okay.
Yes, yes. And he should be on any minute too. I was the one who put the Zoom together, so that's why the one, because I put the Zoom together, I was the host, so that's why I'm on the call right now with you.
Okay. And did were you sent the questions? Did I?
No,
Oh, okay.
when were the questions given?
I sent them to, hold on.
Yes, that's probably my grandfather now.
Yes.
You probably sent it to Cindy. She didn't send it to us. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay. Because the person who set me up with Ben Lesser, hello, Ben Lesser, I'm Barbara Heimlich. Can you hear me?
It might take him a minute.
Can you hear him?
Yes, I can hear you, Robin.
That's what about Barbara
Hi,
Heimlich?
Grandpa.
Okay. Hi, Barbara.
Hello, how are you today?
Okay. Um,
Are you ready?
am I ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so first of all, one of the things that I will be doing when I write this story is at the beginning of the interview, which between you and me, I will be posting your YouTube video, which explains most of the ordinary stuff or the ordinary information that people always ask about.
Good.
Which YouTube video would that be, Barbara?
Wait a minute. It would be V equals UR5YT at XZHOE.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know. That would be the link. I don't know which one it would be about his mission. Is it about Ben or is it about his
Oh, it's all Ben.
us?
It's all Ben where he talks about getting on a train. He starts out as a little boy talking about the village that he lived in.
Okay. I'm not sure which one that is, and I'm so sorry.
That's
Um,
okay. Because what this is going to be,
there's usually a name. There's usually a name next to the video of which it is. Um, I'm assuming this is one of him where he's talking about himself.
yes. Yes. Okay, are you ready, Ben?
Yes, I'm ready. I don't know exactly what is it that you want me to do.
Answer my questions is what I want you to do.
That's all. I'll answer you. How much time do I have?
Okay, well, that's a hard question. I don't know. Well, let's start. When you get tired, you
We're
don't want to
slated
talk
for
to me.
40. We're slated for 45 minutes on the link.
45 minutes it is.
Okay.
Okay. You were able to, you ready? You were able to survive 4 concentration camps, 2 death marches, and 2 death trains. How were you able to do that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think I had some help, a help from God. By all means, I should have been dead many times, but it seems I always came out of it. And I think it's that God was leading me to survive, because it doesn't make much sense what I went through. Most of the Holocaust survivors didn't, because I went through two Holocausts, the Polish Holocaust and the Hungarian Holocaust. And yet I survived. There must be a reason why God wanted me to survive.
How long were you in these camps, and how long was it between you being able to take a shower or clean yourself?
No, I wasn't. 3 weeks we were without food and without water. We had no facilities there.
Do you still know your number, and did you get a new one each time you were moved?
I didn't understand that.
Do you still know your number?
Yes.
Did you get a new one each time you moved?
No, always the same number.
Did you know right away that you were liberated?
Did I know that I was liberated? Yes, of course.
How did you know that?
Well, I saw the American soldiers come in, and they were greeting us. They were a little shocked to see what they have seen. Some of them were throwing up. They couldn't believe what their eyes are seeing. I mean, we were alive, but just barely. We were skeletons crawling. We couldn't even walk.
What is the first thing they did for you?
The first thing they did is they offered me a can of Spam.
Ooh.
And they opened it up, and it smelled so good. And I told my cousin, well, we were so hungry. We haven't eaten in weeks. So we made a mistake. We ate some of it, and both of us came down with dysentery. My cousin dies in my arm the night of liberation. And I just barely survived. I fell into a coma. I fell into a coma, about a couple hours later. And my coma lasted for 5 weeks.
Did they take you
Grandpa,
after?
I'm so sorry, Barbara. Grandpa, can you sit back, please? All we see is yeah. And any way we can get the light on in the den, because you're pretty dark.
The light is on. It's on.
Okay, maybe it's on my end, but it looks really dark on your end.
It is, but that's okay.
Okay.
So they liberated you. Did they immediately take you to a hospital?
Yes, I woke up from my coma in St. Tertullian in a monastery in Bavaria. That's where I opened my eyes. I was born there.
How long did it take you to dream again?
I don't know the answer to that.
Do you dream?
I do dream. I do dream. Most of my dreams are nightmares.
How long did it take you to enjoy good food? And I'm not talking about Spam. Not the Spam, which you thought was so good.
I enjoyed the food right away. When I woke up, they gave me liquid for a couple of days, but then they gave me food again.
When did you come to the United States?
September of 1947.
Were you married?
No, no,
Did you meet your wife in the United States?
I just by myself on load of survivors, but we all came to New York Harbor. It was quite an experience. We have never seen anything like it. The skyscrapers, and my gosh, it was this beautiful country in front of us when the ship came into New York Harbor. I made a vow to myself. I said, Ben, don't ever forget the past. But from this day on, this is your new life. You will succeed, and you will make a beautiful life for yourself in this beautiful country, America. And this is exactly what I did. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. It took me a few years, but I made it. 25 years I was driving a truck for UPS. And after 25 years, I decided I wanted to go into real estate. So I studied and I became a real estate agent, a salesman. 4 years later, I became a realtor, a broker. And I opened my own office. And I became pretty successful, even though I was opening an office between big real estate offices surrounding me. And here comes Ben Lesser. Who is Ben Lesser? And all of a sudden, I started to get listings and sales, and I became pretty successful. It's a story in itself. You have to read my book to find out how I did it.
When you arrived,
Barbara,
what?
Barbara, may I interject for just a moment? You asked a question to my grandfather in reference to what was the first good food he had and that he can remember. And I can tell you it is in his book, and he's written a blog about it too. When he was at the St. Attilian after his rebirth, when he was reborn again, waking up from a coma, he was with a bunch of other refugees, survivors from the Holocaust, and it was
Purim.
well, it wasn't quite Purim because this was in July, but they wanted to revisit a time where they would celebrate Purim, which is a Jewish holiday. And they asked my grandfather, knowing that his dad, because they got to know him when he was well enough, on who his dad, where he came from, and his father was somewhat of a baker. And they asked him to make one of the largest challahs for Purim. And it was at that time.
Robin.
And you please tell the story.
Yeah, they didn't ask me to do that. They just asked me to bake. So I baked. I bake a lot of things, for Purim. But I decided, since I found out that 6 million of our dear departed ones, 6 million of us were killed I decided to make a challah 6 feet long.
Ooh.
That wasn't simple. It wasn't easy.
Where did you even find an oven that big?
Well, uh,
What
in,
oven did you use?
in Santa Tillian, they had an oven about 7 feet deep. Yeah, that's why I decided to do it. And they had sheet metals that are about 7 feet deep. So I had a hard time starting the challah because it's at the other end. But I had girls helping me bake who volunteered to help me bake. So I asked girls to hold the 4 braids on top of the sheet metal, and they held it down. And then I asked them 4 of them to get on top of the table. So 4 of them came on top of the table, and I said, all right, and I gave each one a strand of challah. I said, you're 1, 2, 3, 4. And I said, number 1, cross over to 3, 3, cross over to 2. Anyway, this is how we started to make the braid till about halfway. And then I could reach it already, and I completed it. And we put it, we let it rise, and we put egg yolks on top, and we sprinkled some what do
Poppy,
you call that? What?
poppy or sesame?
Sesame seeds. And anyway, 4 of us carried it into the dining hall, and we had it covered up just like anyway, we came in, and the rabbi was looking at us. I uncovered the bread, and he looked at me. Wow, he has never seen anything like that. So
Sure.
I explained to him why it was 6 feet long. He started to bawl. He was crying like a baby. And there were maybe a couple of hundred people, and everybody was crying. And then I made the moitzi. He gave me the honor to make the moitzi and start the challah. Oh, everybody cried because it reminded us of our 6 million dear departed ones. But
And how did it taste?
Yeah, that's what
oh
I
my
want to know.
God,
I love holly.
it tastes delicious. I mean, that, and I had Hamantash, and I had a lot of
Oh,
goodies.
huh. Even I don't make ham and tosh.
All right.
So my next question is, did you stay in New York City or did they relocate you someplace else?
I stayed in New York City with my sister Lola, who survived. My only surviving sister from a family of 7. The rest of them were all slaughtered by the Nazis.
What were their names?
What was my names?
Your family's names. Like what was your father and mother?
Father was Lazar Lesser. I have pictures here someplace. I would like to show it to you. And my mother, Shari. Let me find him.
Where did you meet your wife?
I met my wife in Los Angeles. It's a picture of my wife and me.
Oh, isn't she pretty?
We were married 72 years.
Excuse me? Did
We
you say
were married.
72?
We were married 72 years. It was the most wonderful marriage anyone could see. I don't remember quarreling with my dear wife.
In
All I can
72
tell
years?
you,
Wow, that's a long time.
yeah, she passed
She passed.
2 years ago. Anyway, my father was Lazar Lesser. I can't seem to find the pictures right now.
What was your mother's name?
Shari Lesser. And I had Moishi, my oldest brother, and Goldie, my oldest sister, my little brother Tuli. They were all slaughtered by the Nazis. Yeah. It was hell on earth, all I can tell you.
I'm sure.
It was hell. Yeah. Oh, here's a picture of my family. All these people in this picture were killed. My sister Goldie.
That's Goldie,
Yes, Goldie.
Julie.
Wow.
Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
Tuli, my little brother, my oldest sister, Goldie, Tuli, my father, my mother. My God, everyone was slaughtered.
May they burn in hell.
What?
Why do you believe so many people today try to deny the Holocaust?
A lot of
I'm
people,
sorry.
they know better. They know the truth because nothing in the world has ever been as documented as the Holocaust. They know, but they say they think if they repeat a lie long enough, some people, especially the young kids, will believe it. So we have to fight it. This is why I started this Zahor Holocaust Remembrance Foundation, to keep this world from acquiring amnesia.
Do schools teach the Holocaust?
Well, most of the schools in the United States teach the Holocaust, but some don't. There are about 7 or 8, 9 states that don't teach the Holocaust. In fact, in Nevada, this is the first year that we were lucky to get the government to allow it to teach the Holocaust, not just the Holocaust, any history, Black history, Indian history. History is history.
As a little aside, as a 9/11 survivor, they weren't teaching about 9/11 in the
Yeah.
schools in New York, we did not think that was a good thing. So we actually had to raise holy hell, pardon my French. We had to raise holy hell to have them included in the curriculum in New York State.
Yeah, really.
So, I mean, how could you not teach 9/11?
Of course, how can you teach World War II and not teach the Holocaust?
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
But they do.
I
They
know. So, what are your views on our country now that you have adopted as your home?
The United States, of course. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's quite a flashy place.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Sphere?
I lived here. Yeah, I've been in the Sphere.
No. Oh, now I'm jealous.
Yeah. Don't be jealous. Just come over and I'll meet you.
That's a tempting offer.
Yeah, come here and we'll go to the Sphere together.
You just might see me on your doorstep. My niece lives in
Hey,
Las Vegas.
all right.
So hate crimes and anti-Semitic rhetoric have ramped up since October 7th. Why do you think this is happening?
Why was the Holocaust happening? People hate us. Don't ask me why.
By
They
the way, I happen to be Jewish, so I don't
hate.
understand it at all.
Well, neither do I. The Jewish people have, well, I think it has to do with jealousy, because the Jewish people are mostly successful, and they, I don't know, this may be a reason, but who knows?
Anti-Semitism has been going on way before even the Holocaust. You're talking about biblical
Right,
times.
right.
So this is something that's been going on for years, centuries.
Nothing to
Why is it? It's more apparent now today is because people don't understand each other. That's the biggest issue.
Well, what
Hatred.
I look at it, and my surprise at this, or I look at the young people in the college campuses that are demonstrating and against Jews or against Palestinians. And if you were to say to them, what do you even know about Palestine? What do you know about Israel? They know absolutely nothing. They wouldn't even be able to find Palestine or Israel on the map.
That's right.
And yet they're out there being anti-Semitic, anti-Palestinian, anti-Muslim. It's just, it's mind-blowing to me.
Yes, it is. It is. This is why it's so important. What I do is, it's called the Zachor Holocaust Remembrance Foundation. Zachor, remember. We will not allow them to forget. We do everything possible. You have no idea how much I'm doing. By the way, the picture has stopped. I don't know why. Fatima? I
The
can't,
picture of what?
the picture stopped. I can't see you anymore.
That may be a blessing.
It's on my side. The picture stopped.
We can see you, Grandpa.
I can see you. That's all that matters.
What matters? Concentrate here.
Yeah, but
How many children did you have?
how many what?
Children did you have?
2 daughters. I have 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren, and I believe 6 or 7 great-grandchildren.
A blessing upon your house. So could you tell me more about your foundation?
All right, my foundation is like no other in the world. We have a curriculum on our foundation that teaches all over the world about the Holocaust. I mean, there are many teachers who teach out of it. We have an I Shout Out program where you can shout out for, well, shout out for freedom. You can shout out for love, for anything you wish to shout out. And that shout out will remain on our website for generations to come. If you wish to include a picture with your shout out, the picture and the shout out will come out for generations to come.
Grandpa, Barbara, just to answer your question, the Zahor Holocaust Remembrance Foundation is about learning about the Holocaust, never forget, most notably, never again. So the ideals really behind it is to learn one Holocaust survivor story or many, in which we host on our website. We provide curriculum and other resources and tools for those, because we teach tolerance as well. My grandfather's experience specifically of surviving 4 concentration camps, many ghettos prior to that, the death march and the death train, where he was able to go ahead and literally live a life that mattered, enduring the true iconic American dream, is part of the tolerance. It provides perspective, so he's not the victim.
So here is my final question. What can each of us do to stop or combat this disturbing trend of anti-Semitism and hate against Jews and Palestinians and blacks? We might as well put it all there.
Teach the Holocaust. I want you to know I'm very active in Germany because I really feel that the young German high school kids should know what their parents or grandparents did. They should know that. I know in Germany they're supposed to teach the Holocaust in the schools, but they leave it up to each teacher. Can you see a German teacher willing to teach about the Holocaust? Oh, he may just glance over it. So lately, I was able to have a German professor make this book. Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
You see that book? That book tells you, tells my story during the Holocaust only. It's 65 pages. And the Bavarian government found out about it, and they loved the idea, and they started to print, with my permission, of course, print thousands of these booklets, and they gave it out in Bavaria for every high school kid to receive one. So whether they like it or not, they got it.
Do we do
And
anything like that in the United States?
what?
Do we do anything like that in the United States?
Yes, I was thinking of it, but I think many parents would object to it. You see, in Germany, I didn't care if the parents, I know they will object to it. But
No, no,
we-
no, no, no. It's not, it has nothing to do with objection. Let me object. Has nothing to do with objection. This has everything to do with publishing costs a lot of money. But we have, my grandfather did publish his book, Living a Life That Matters, From Nazi Nightmare to American Dream, which is a teaching tool for most schools here in America, and not just America, but it is worldwide. With that being said, there is a teacher's portion of that book that we used to provide, that we do provide. However, since COVID in 2019, we actually had already started, but we had launched the Zahor Holocaust curriculum. That curriculum is the first ever taught online curriculum taught by a survivor, but created by teachers for teachers. So it's not just for students, it's not just for teachers, but it is for anybody that chooses to go online to have any type. You could be a history enthusiast. It is free. That is pretty much the same thing that he is holding up with that pamphlet. Um, those pamphlets cost a lot of money. We would have to just to do the printing and circulate through different schools and districts. That's a whole different thing. This has nothing to do with parent objections or anything like that. It just has to deal with costs and getting into the right educational district and who's willing to go ahead and take care of that, because it's not it costs money, but the curriculum has everything that that book has.
Are you in Connecticut?
No, we
What?
are not.
You're not in Connecticut?
No. Oh, what do you mean by we're not located in Connecticut? But you mean the teachings?
Yes.
What do you mean by in Connecticut?
Let me hear. Let me hear. My screen is there someone advocating in the state of Connecticut for your organization?
No,
Oh, well, our organization, well, that's not true. Our organization is well recognized within United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, as well as Yad Vashem and USC Shoah. We are very well recognized. We're a 5013C charity, and our curriculum is widely used worldwide, which includes some schools and districts in Connecticut or Massachusetts. Absolutely. Is there someone in Connecticut that is speaking on behalf of Zahor? I don't personally know. Ben, my grandfather, does speak throughout many different school districts. He has spoken in Massachusetts, but there's not one in particular person or senator or anything like that on the legislative side that is speaking on behalf of Zahor.
Okay. I might be able to do something about that. Well, is there
We
anything?
love that.
Huh?
We love that.
yeah,
Well, I am a newspaper editor. I am Jewish. And I know Senator Blumenthal, who is our senator in the United States Congress, who just happens to be Jewish, of course. And this sounds like something that he should get on board with. So I will, after this is all published in my newspaper, we will be putting this out to him. So is there anything, Ben,
Wonderful.
you would
Good.
like to say to me to close this off?
I didn't hear that.
Final words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. I would like to have him have any words of wisdom. All I can tell you is stop the hatred.
That's right.
Hitler and Nazis did not start with killing. It all started with hate. Any words of wisdom I could tell you will all lead to stop the hatred. Why hate?
I talking to
Love,
the wrong person. I do not understand. So, and not everybody hates. Um,
no, not everybody hates,
but
but
people are working to bring joy and love back. We're working hard because hate is just not an emotion that anybody should experience.
I
It's not even healthy. You live to be 97 because you don't hate. Do you?
Going on 96.
Oh, I'm
90,
sorry. Going on 96. Tried to age you.
That's okay. We want him to be
100.
150 and then some.
That would be fabulous. Well, I thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great day, and I may come to Las Vegas and we'll go to the Sphere together.
yes, thank you. I would love to see you, and give me a call when you come into Vegas.
I will.
Barbara, I can send you the video. I just don't have your email address, but you have Cindy's and Cindy has yours.
Well,
So
here, email
I will
address
get,
is really easy. Barbara@stratfordcrier.com.
yep, that's very easy.
Yeah,
I will, once this downloads, I will forward it over to you.
I thank you so much. Ben, you have a wonderful day, and may all your blessings come true.
Thank you.
Thank
Yours
you.
too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.